Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is our weekend review, the week of September 28th through October 2nd. Monday, we will continue our lesson. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is our weekend review, September 28th through October 2nd. Monday, we will continue our unit on rewriting equations and formulas. Tuesday and Wednesday, we will be solving inequalities. Thursday, we'll transition to solving multi-step inequalities, and we will conclude the week with basic matrix operations. Next week, we will wrap up the unit on equations with basic matrix operations on Monday, a chapter test review on Tuesday, and we will take our first test of the year on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, we will transition to our new unit on transformations with transformations introduction on Thursday and translations on Friday. 1.5 Solving Inequalities. Today's essential question: what is an inequality and how should we apply inverse operations to solve them? An inequality compares two values, showing if one is less than, greater than, or that it can be greater than or equal, or less than or equal to another value. On this particular portion, make sure that you copy all of what you see. We will reference this over the next 2 days. So when we look at greater than, as we read this particular inequality, it says x is greater than -2. We know that this is the greater than symbol because when we look at an inequality, we read it from left to right, with the symbol being open towards the x. The inequality is when it's open, we read it as greater than because the symbol wants to eat more. So the value of x is more than -2 or greater than. Greater than or equal to has a line underneath. X is greater than or equal to 2. When we look at these two, what we also should notice is that in the graph, we have for greater than an open circle, and the ray is pointing to the right. The values of x that make this statement true are all of the values except -2 that are greater than -2. Greater than or equal to +2, we have a closed circle and a ray pointing to the right, which means we take all of the values that are greater than 2, but we also include 2 because 2 is equal to 2. For less than, we have x is less than 3, and x is less than or equal to 0. And again, if you look at the two examples, both of these examples are pointing to the left. We have a ray pointing to the left. Less than has an open circle. Less than or equal to has a closed circle. Closed circles say that we include the value in the inequality. Open circles say that we cannot include the values in the circle. So if we were to substitute in both of these examples, 2, -2, -2 is not greater than -2. 3 is not less than 3. So we cannot include these values in the inequality. 2 is greater than or equal to 2. That is correct. 0 is less than or equal to 0. It is true. So we include the values when we have or equal to. We exclude the value when it's greater than or less than. Ladies and gentlemen, in our first example, we have 10x plus 21 is less than or equal to 3 plus 9x. So our steps for solving inequalities. Can I distribute? There are no parentheses, so no. Can I combine like terms? There are no like terms on either side of the inequality. Can I move variables to the left of the inequality? The answer is yes. I have a plus 9x. To move it to the other side, I need to subtract 9x from both sides. 10x minus 9x is x, and then I bring down everything else. So x plus 21 is less than 3. So I want to subtract 21 from both sides. The inverse operation of addition is subtraction. So can I move variables to the left of the inequality? Can I undo addition or subtraction? X is less than or equal to negative 18. So in order to solve or graph, this inequality on the number line, negative 18, negative 20, negative 16, negative 14. And we do this so that we can show that we know the difference between where the values are on the number line. This symbol, based on our notes, says that we have a closed circle at 18, closed circle at negative 18. And where are the values of x that are less than negative 18? So is 16, negative 16, is it less than or equal to 18? Again, negative 18, excuse me. And so if we were to plug that in, we know that negative 16 is not less than, so we want to shade in the opposite direction. Make sure that my ray is pointing towards the values that make the inequality true. And this is how we graph and solve inequalities. Example 2. Can I distribute? Yes. So when I distribute, 2 touches everything inside the parentheses. So I have 2t minus 10 is greater than t minus 16. Can I combine like terms? There are not enough values on one side of the inequality that are like terms. So no, I cannot combine like terms. Can I move variables to the left of the inequality? So I have a positive t, so I want to subtract t from both sides. So I have t minus 10 is greater than negative 16. So again, move variables to the left of the inequality. Can I undo addition and subtraction? Yes. I have a negative 10. I want to add 10 to both sides. When my values cancel, positive and negative 10 leave me t is greater than negative 6. On my number line, I start with negative 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here I have 0, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, to show that I know that in this direction, my values are getting positive. In this direction, my values are getting more negative. So where are the values of t that are greater than negative 6? So I know that if 0 is greater than negative 6, this symbol says I have an open circle. And again, the reason why, if I plug negative 6 into my statement, negative 6 is not greater than negative 6. So I cannot include negative 6. But negative 5 is greater than negative 6. Negative 4 is greater than negative 6. So on all the way to 0 is greater than negative 6. So all of the values in this direction are values that make the inequality true. So can I undo multiplication or division? There is none. And we are not at the point where I need to change the inequality. So please do not forget to complete your Get Started. Homework 1.58 is due tomorrow, and we will have tutoring today from 2:30 to 3:30.